it is much easier in life to go backwards than it is to go forward. Because, staying backwards is really about staying backwards mentally. See, physically, the baby comes out of its mother and the baby ages and it grows into a man or a woman, and that man or woman develops a family, they gain maturity, they get into an old age, and they pass away. So we see how this physical body grows and gets older. It doesn't get any younger unless you into that anti-aging technology stuff, which is great and good for you. But this body doesn't get any younger, it gets older. So how come we know we have to move forward in life? Like, I know I have to move forward in life, but yet I can physically observe this body is getting older, but I can still mentally go backwards in life. And what are we mentally going backwards towards? Things that made us feel comfortable, things that are familiar to us, things that we've spent a lot of time into, things that we don't want to let go. And so when we're in the process of going forward in life, I needed to understand that if I want to move forward in life, when I move forward, that cannot look like what it looks and feels like when I'm going backwards. So if I'm hanging backwards, being backwards is like what? Being backwards is a backwards thinking. It's like thinking you going forward, but really you going backwards, if you know what I mean. Because you could know damn well that, hey, you know, you got to go to this workout today. But instead of going forward with that workout, you chose to go backwards and regress and retrograde backwards to that old self that says, hey, I don't need to work out. I can just go home and just play my video game, or I can go smoke my weed, or I can go do my drugs and things like that. And the problem is that there's a cognitive dissonance here, because we're saying that we want to move forward, but in the other hand here, we are saying that we want to stay in the same spot that keeps us feeling safe. So we say we want to move forward, we say we want to change our relationships, we say we want to do X and Y, Z, but we don't move forward to it because we don't feel the need, we don't feel the fire up our ass to, go do it. Well, let me explain to you guys a little bit about fire, because fire is an energy signature. Now, what is fire? Fire means that you have the ability to create the future for yourself, meaning that you are not waiting for the future to come into your present moment and to remind you, hey, do this, hey, do that, hey, do that. Hey, see, now that's hell. That's just doing the same thing again and again, and you just being in a loopity loop of insanity and things like that. Now, insanity today is normalized, because I know I'm coming out of insanity. Everything we do in this life we think is normal is really not. It's really just insane. It's really insanity. And we just think we should do this, we want to do this, we have to do this, because that's what the whole world around us is doing. Because if you are, this is the nature of God. First, let me explain fire, right? Because fire is now you are waiting for something to happen to get a fire under your ass. That's why we come up with that saying, oh, you're gonna get a fire up in your ass, then you're gonna go get up and do it. So when that bill comes, that's when we get up. When our wife is about to divorce us, that's when it comes. And for some people, it come way later. See, your brain does not know the difference whatsoever between what you're... See, my brain doesn't know the difference between what I'm telling it and what I'm not telling it. What I'm telling it, I mean. So if I tell my brain, yo, listen, man, we can move on to be successful. My brain doesn't believe that. My brain saw me for the last 15 years, sleep at home, ignore dates that I was supposed to go on with females and shit like that because I didn't want to. I made a decision. I made a decision to go forward, but then I also made another decision to go backwards. That means there is some form of cognitive dissonance. There's something that you are not looking at, where that saying goes, like, the elephant in the room. Why are we not addressing the elephant in the room? Because we will either wait for that fire to come underneath our butt and get up and do something, or we will create the fire. So this is what I mean by creating the fire. It means you gotta have vision. Now in alchemy, fire is the first element before we get into this fourth dimensional density of Earth for you to even have a planet like Gaia to walk upon. When I say fire, I mean it's your ability to create sight. It's your ability to create vision. It's your ability to create a destination for yourself when you can't even see how the fuck you're gonna get there physically. Fire is your ability to see that which normally cannot be seen. So you have a vision in your mind right now, and I have a vision in my mind right now. And I can either choose to not apply that vision, I can choose to not use my fire, or I can just choose to keep my fire inside of me and let another fire from outside of me wake me up and tell me, hey bro, you gotta pay this bill. Hey bro, this is happening. Hey bro, do that. Hey bro, do this. Instead of being a victim to the elementals, and what I mean by that is when you have the pentagram upside down, that means you are getting used by the elements. See, you don't want to get used by the elements. Because look, around us right now, there's thoughts and there's feelings that have not been realized. Now, you are an electrical conductor that can download these things from the invisible realm into the visible realm. But those things need your cooperation, and you need their cooperation. This is why dark matter is a big fantasy, is like scientists they get really wet. If you're a man, female, you bust a nut based on dark matter or whatever, because they're just basically telling you about subjectivity, but they're basically telling you about the things that are not yet to exist, and those are the things that the shadow government is trying to hold on outside of the door. You know, they're trying to maintain the objective reality that they created from their subjectivity, and they're trying to keep dark matter out of the picture, or at least not give you a clue on how it can be used. Because if you knew how to use it in your life, it's kind of like chaos magic pretty much, where you create from chaos comes from order, and from order it exists chaos and all that good shit. So you don't want to get used by these elements. You don't want to be because you more aware than them. You have this not necessarily more aware than them, because they are just as aware as you, just on their own, just in their own realm. Like, we'll be thinking this is like outside space way over there. No, this is like right here, like 2-3 inches away from you, as far as if you would to use that unit in a space and time travel manner, it would be right there, because it's literally right there. So you don't want to get used and be like this star here, an upside down star. You want to be like this star here. You want to be like a north star. So you want to use these elements. You want to be the hydrogen collider, and you want to be like fire, come here now. You want to be like water, come here now. You want to be like air, come here now. You want to be like earth, come here now. Not somebody, not you walking down the club and somebody push your shoulder and then fire says, create sight. You see what he did? And now you create water, or you feel it. Oh, that nigga, he did me wrong. I gotta go get him. And or and then you want to go, and then you go talk shit to that nigga. You tell him, hey nigga, can't you see this is a light-skinned brother club? You dark as beep, and you walking around here like you own the mother beep place. Now, the last element is earth. One nigga is gonna throw the other nigga a punch. They're like, bah, bah. So this shit is gonna get practicalized and materialized into earth. And that's what I mean. You don't want these things using you. You want to use these elements, because this is what you're here to learn, to do. You're here to learn how to harness the totality of the 360 of the geometrics of the God circle that we are in, and you're here to learn how to activate those attributes and characteristics, those virtues and principles in your own life. That's what you're here to do. See, you got a purpose. You got a purpose. You got a goddamn purpose. And if you don't know your purpose, I'm going to have one free page numerology report at the bottom of the page. So it's going to be like a way for you to start to see, okay, this is what I've always been doing, and now but it's going to be one free page. After that, we're going to have other lines of products set up to help you start to see yourself the way that God sees you. Because right now, we just running around in the world confused. We're running around in our sixth house Virgo, we're running around. We don't know what we're supposed to do. We're just like, oh yeah, God. Okay, let's get the money. Let's get the banknotes. Let's get the banknotes. Let's get the banknotes. Oh, okay. Yeah. After that, I gotta go. I gotta go work out. I gotta go work out. I gotta go to the gym. See, this is great, but this, whoo. Actually, no, I got that wrong. This, the temple of God. Whoo. Now that's some hard shit right there. So yeah, I'm gonna have an email link below if you want your one free page numerology astrology report, just so you can get a taste of where I'm going with this. Because the purpose of this is to make you guys aware of yourself. Because the things that allowed me to become who I am today and gave me the confidence to be who I am today is from this very same report that I'm gonna reveal and explain and simplify to you as well. So hit up your boy. Real fucking shit.